THF, Tuesday, January the 28th, and obviously a somber mood around the sports world. Zach and Scotty joining us again. Thanks for another week, but obviously the biggest topic literally in the world, not even in sports right now, is Kobe Bryant's sudden passed away in a helicopter accident. And so, yeah, it's just really shocking. It's someone you kind of thought was, immortal as anyone you would ever think. And it's just one of those moments that it's a where were you moment. What happened when you guys found out?
Yeah, I had just gotten back from driving 2.5 hours from Louisville back to Columbus, and I was like, it was actually more like 3 hours. I was like finally happy to be home. I was like, I can't wait to take a fat nap after drinking all weekend, and then I just see like 3 minutes ago breaking, Kobe Bryant died, and I instantly thought, I was like, oh, this please be a hoax, because there's no way this is not a hoax, because you had pointed out like right away that it was the same account that reported Dog the Bounty Hunter dying, and that
it's like TMZ and like British something news or whatever, like both of them had it, and those are the only two things. I was driving myself towards Cincinnati. And when you first said that, I was like, oh, I would like definitely check again. And then as soon as someone like ABC confirms it, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah,
this is bad.
Yeah, I wanted to wait too, and then it was just as soon as they, like you said, ABC, when they reported it, I was like, it just became a little bit real. The only thing that I thought, it's just there was a lot of misreporting too.
Oh, absolutely. It was brutal. And it was just like, well, first I'll touch on, like, that's the thing with Kobe is that, like, as soon as it happened, like, it's so big that I could call my mom and she knows who Kobe Bryant is.
Right.
Like, it's like, doesn't even matter with sports. Like, she wouldn't even know who he played for and knew who it was. But then I was like, we got into a, like, me and my mom got in a phone off about, like she kept calling me like all four of his daughters were with him, and I'm like, that's not what I'm seeing. And then it was like one news said one daughter, the other said 3 daughters, and it turns out only his oldest daughter. But yeah, there was a ton of misinformation out there, just people trying to be like the first person to get to it.
Does he have an older daughter than Gigi?
It was his second oldest daughter.
Second oldest daughter, okay.
Mm-hmm. But she's the only one that plays basketball.
Right, yes. right.
Well,
and
yeah,
they were on their way to a game, yeah.
Yeah, he had all the interviews. Maybe it's just coming out now about her specifically because she's the one that played basketball. But yeah, she was definitely the one that he had the most basketball related relationship with.
Right, and that sideline. I saw that sideline interaction between him and his daughter like all over Twitter.
Oh yeah,
where
dude,
he's,
it was
explaining it. That was like a given anytime you opened up the app, and that sucked.
Dude, the whole thing was just like a day ruiner.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was trying to take a nap, like when I got home, and as soon as this just consumed my day, like I couldn't stop watching it, and it was like one of those moments that doesn't really happen a lot in the world, where it's just like the entire world stopped. There wasn't one tweet that wasn't about Kobe.
Yeah.
It was I couldn't believe like the power.
Still today.
Like it's still today. Like I don't hear about Kobe every day, let alone every week or every month, but the fact that the impact that this dude had like in his life and around the world is that significant to where everyone needs to pause and just not only appreciate like his life and greatness, but just like mourn his like loss immediately. It was like Obama died. It really had that kind of effect.
And like we're all 25, but can you guys name like sometimes? Obviously 9/11's the biggest one. I don't think there'll be a bigger one than that, but that didn't happen in the social media era though, and we were all really young. But we're all 25. What are some other like where were you moments? Maybe like obviously not sports related because there's plenty of that, but like I don't know, like tragedy related.
Yeah, unfortunately, the where were you moments are always like, unless it's like sport related, because those are super specific to like certain fans. Unfortunately, the tragedies get remembered the most. Mm-hmm. But I'd say like a lot of the school shootings, obviously.
Yeah,
I remember a lot, like Sandy Hook.
Yeah, Sandy Hook, like, and it's like Aaron Hernandez, I think, but like that wasn't really one isolated like day. It just kind of kept snowballing into things. obviously a little bit like we were. I don't know what year exactly. I think it was '94, so I wasn't born yet. But like the O.J. Simpson verdict was big. Like I think Casey Anthony verdict was pretty big. I mean,
that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
the Casey Anthony one, I definitely remember. The acquittal more than her actual trial.
Right.
Right. Oh, the Oscar Pistorius one. That one was, the Blade Runner. That runner from South Africa. Do you remember that one? That one was pretty crazy.
Kind of. Do you guys know Payne Hamilton?
No, I don't.
This one's bad. It was '99, so it wasn't like we were too young. But he won the U.S. Open, and on his way home, he was killed in a plane crash where like there was like some type of leak on the jet, and it killed everybody while their plane was still in the air. So the plane was just flying straight ahead until it ran out of gas and fell out of the air, with everyone dead.
There was Stevie Ray Vaughan. He was in a helicopter crash. That was when I was pretty young, but that's another one that a lot of people still, because he was at the peak of his career.
Michael Jackson dying. I seem to remember that one.
Yeah,
I was in DC when he died. Yeah, but I remember that.
In terms of the social media era, it hasn't really like tragedy related. I mean, Kobe's has been the biggest one, I think.
Yeah,
to me, it's like I mean, right now, it's still all Kobe, and it's sad, but I kind of love it. I love to see.
Yeah, because like you remember when like Alan Rickman died and Princess Leia died. It's like based on her name. It was like really sad. It was a really sad day, but like the next day, it wasn't all over the news. Like today with Kobe, it is still everything.
Yeah. We've lost some legends, man. I mean,
2020's been
Mac
rough.
Miller.
Yeah.
Mac Miller, Prince, Michael Jackson, and Kobe Bryant. I mean, the fact is, or the shitty thing about it is that none of these dudes really died like later on in life. They're all tragically dead from some crazy mishap.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? It's just like one day they're here, the next day, they're in a helicopter crash. Like no one predicts that, and that's the part that like was so shocking to me. Was just the fact that Kobe, I couldn't believe it. I thought it was a hoax just because of the story. Like, a helicopter crash, but to me that's just wild. Someone who's done it 1,000 times, I'm sure, with a private helicopter, couldn't escape the weather.
When you first like DM'd me that, I was like waiting for like a tweet from Kobe to come up where he's like at the gym or something, and he'll like with a caption like "check your sources" or something like, and it like it'd be laughed off. Like
that was the first thing I said. I said was fake news, and you were like, "You think so?" And I'm like, "I have to believe that this is fake."
Right,
dude. TMZ's site went down.
Yeah, so people thought it was.
So I was like, "Oh, thank God! Please say they were just hacked."
Right,
because LeBron had just passed Kobe, so I'm like, some hacker is having
That's what made it. That's what made it added to the fake news element of it. Where I was like, the day after, I was like, that's a sick joke, and they never wanted to. I wanted to be right so bad there, but I mean, we'll reflect on him in a better light now, as like what Scotty said with Twitter, like making a good memory out of him, and we'll talk about some of our favorite Kobe moments, and I'll go ahead and start. It's the Matt Barnes flinch, because 900
a legendary gift.
999 people out of 1,000 like flinch. I probably flop into a foul, and Kobe just stood there stone cold, and like that was it. Like,
is that a top 5 most badass move in sports history?
It's a power move to have a ball flicked right at you, and like you don't even. He was like he's kind of like wobbling back and forth.
He didn't even blink.
No, that's what's crazy. That's what's superhuman about it. Is like I don't.
Like I watch a video of a baseball flying at a camera, and I fall out of my chair.
Yeah,
this guy.
The one time I was sitting in my dorm room once, and I saw a vine of like a foul ball hitting a camera, and like threw up in my mouth, and like and Kobe just sits there in an actual game, and just like that's unless he knew it was coming, I don't know, but what?
Yeah.
Is there any other ones you guys
Kobe?
like?
Yeah, I have one specifically. Zach, you go ahead first.
Okay. Yeah, so I remember very fondly this was like right as I was starting to get into NBA. I really started getting into it like 2015, 2016. And his last game, I watched. Shout out to my boys David and Lonnie. I watched his final game with them, and it was wild. And it was the same night that a lot of people know is the same night the Warriors broke the single record. Nobody gave a shit because Kobe just scored 60 points in his final game, and I will never forget that. And the commercial that they had that aired, called The Conductor. Do you guys remember that commercial where all the different fans are like, we hate, we don't want to stop hating you, and it had Phil Jackson in there singing, and I really that commercial, I've probably watched that like 10 times, 20 times since he passed away the other day, and it really chokes you up.
Yeah, you know what? I think Kobe's responsible for me being in the NBA too. Into the NBA, I think in 2009 is when I first became a Nuggets fan, just because I was a Broncos fan and their season had ended and the Nuggets were in the playoffs, and it was actually the year they made the Western Conference Finals, and Kobe became a villain for me.
Right.
And that's why I loved I loved watching it so much. It was such a battle between Melo and Kobe that still gets talked about. I see on my Twitter feed almost every single year of Melo versus Kobe in the Western Conference Finals was a legendary matchup. So he's broken my heart a number of times, but I mean he's definitely, I've always said Kobe. I think I've said it on this podcast that Kobe's I think my number one favorite basketball player, or in my eyes, the GOAT of NBA.
I always like when athletes, it's like Peyton Manning does this, Scott. He's like, Peyton Manning, like the ultimate workhorse, no one works harder than him on the field, and then he has a, like some comedy on the outside. You get let in a little bit into his outgoing personality. And Kobe did that with the 81 Olives commercial. When they ask him for a martini, and Chris Rose right there, he says,
with him and
he says 80. He says, how many olives? 81. And then he also did a Jackass commercial where he jumps over a swimming pool for a dunk, and it's like
full of snakes.
Full of snakes. So that's I always like when athletes do that instead of doing that before the NFL season when you play in Cleveland.
Yeah, I think there's a story behind Kobe's hatred, or not even hatred, his competitiveness against the George Karl Nuggets that I just found actually while on this podcast. Apparently in 98 in the All-Star game, George Karl benched Kobe in the fourth quarter, and Kobe said that he sought out to always make him regret it.
Damn, that's
and so when George Karl against the Nuggets, and it was a fourth quarter of an All-Star game nonetheless, and so when George Karl was at the Nuggets all those years, that's exactly what Kobe
that's like George Karl's
basically did.
George Karl didn't even think about it when he did it, and now he's like, what did I ever do?
Yeah, spent 18 years making sure George Karl wouldn't forget it. And then obviously, like Zach touched on, that 60-point game. That was another moment where I didn't even know Kobe was going to get this much notoriety when he played his last game. He went through his farewell tour, and it was kind of just going through the motions, we love him, we respect him, whatever. Yeah. But then when he played that final game, I felt like, Shelby, I think you can attest to this. When we were in Athens, Ohio for college, every bar just stopped and watched Kobe, and that was one of the most legendary sports moments.
Yeah. To me, that was more iconic than his 81-point game, I think.
I think so too. I think so too.
Because for you to go out with something that most there's all-stars, multi-year all-stars that have never scored 60 points in a game, and for you to do that at that age, coming back from that Achilles injury and on your last game, is just it's more than iconic. It's stuff that legends are made of.
Speaking of all-star games too, it's Kobe's involved in arguably the best all-star game of all time was in 2001, is when him and AI and Stephon Marbury were going after it at the last minute and a half. They were hitting all these clutch shots, and then Kobe actually passed with the West down 1 point. He passed to Tim Duncan, who missed the game winner over Akembe Mutombo.
That was the last time Kobe ever passed the ball again.
But now we'll reflect on some other, since we went into a dark mode there where we're talking about the bad where were you moments. What are some other some sports where were you at moments when something happened? Because that's in a brighter light than talking Casey Anthony stuff.
I mean, we'll talk about like the five. I think I don't know if you touched on it earlier in the pod, but we're going to touch on those 5 Super Bowl moments. Every single one of those is a where were you moment.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
I was thinking like along NBA lines, like Mario Chalmers.
Oh, yeah.
Mario Chalmers hitting the shot. Sorry, I should have prefaced that. But like in the NBA, Ray Allen shot, Mario Chalmers shot.
Ray Allen to me
when
is the most
the
iconic.
block by James
could care less.
from Game 7.
I could care less too, but that's still
come
iconic.
on, guys.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's iconic. Even if you're a piece of
I
shit,
remember
it's still
more
iconic.
The Kyrie shot though.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, that
and
was,
I also,
that was
and I also,
dope,
you know what moment from that game that I remember more than all the moments combined is literally
Love?
Curry trying to go behind the back to a wide open Thompson.
Oh my gosh!
And throwing it out of bounds.
I remember
that. He would have won. They would have he was wide open.
I remember Kevin Love clamping Curry on the final possession. When Curry was trying, Kevin Love obviously knew, just stand at the 3-point line, don't fall for anything. But, Curry's trying to shake him the whole time and, couldn't get a shot off. I remember that, oh, my... I remember, seeing that. I'm like, oh, Curry's got a great matchup. And then Kevin Love clamps him. I'm like, what? And...
Hey, I might add Curry to my non-clutch list. Sometimes he's clutch, but, in the big games... Curry doesn't have a very good playoff resume.
All right, we need a Scotty's non-clutch list, just a tally. It's not a segment or anything. It's just it comes up when it comes up. So
can we tally it?
Yeah, we got Drew Brees and Steph Curry and Baker Mayfield.
And Phillip Rivers, but that's everyone.
Yeah, in respect to Phillip, I'm just going to leave him off.
Yeah.
Have fun in
and
Florida.
Then another NBA moment that I remember. I remember it was last year when Derrick Rose had that. What was it, 40?
Oh, that's a good one, Zach.
Isaiah Thomas game. After his sister passed away.
Yeah, that one was great. Yep. After his sister passed away, yeah.
That's good.
Oh man, those are both really good ones. I remember Gordon Hayward going down.
Ugh.
That's not a good one.
Yeah.
that's a bad one.
The
it is if you're a
Villanova
Lakers
game
fan.
winner to win the NCAA championship.
Oh yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I was asleep in my dorm room for that, and I woke up. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that ties into my 4-year reference. So last night, obviously, thought they should have canceled some games. That's a pretty popular opinion.
Oh, by the way, they canceled the Clippers.
Yeah, the Lakers-Clippers postponed their game.
But
for today.
Devin Booker and Trae Young, they each took 24 shots on Sunday. They combined for 24 field goals, and they combined for 81 total points.
That's amazing.
And I think Trae Young's was even more iconic because I believe it was under. What was it? It was under 24.
Well, that was Kobe's daughter's favorite player.
I know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Trae Young.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes it even weirder.
Yeah, that sucks. But yeah, that's that's just stuff that happens. I don't know. You can't
remember the Tebow 316 game against the Steelers in the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
For everything, he had 316 yards. Each pass was 31.6 average, or each completion. And there was a lot of other ones.
Some people out there that like numbers a little too much.
It's still something to talk about. It's insane that it comes out.
Yeah, it's really ridiculous.
They each took 24 shots. They combined for 24 made field.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the Tim Tebow thing.
Well, that's weird too. He was John 3:16 everything, but we digress. But now we'll go to Stand of the Week, and Scotty, you have a good one from breaking NFL news today in the DMs.
Oh yeah. This is definitely my stand of the century. We're getting our wish. I'm getting my wish at least, and hopefully Drew Brees retires at non-clutch, holding the Saints back, bitch. I'm just kidding. He's fun. Taysom Hill is thought to be the franchise quarterback of the Saints, which is weird because they didn't start him over Teddy Bridgewater, who went 5-0 anyway. So why wouldn't they just re-sign Teddy? But nonetheless,
because they don't have the money. Do you realize how much cap space they don't have?
Do you, Zach? Do you know off the top of your head how much cap space the Saints have? Are you a master?
Not very much. It's under $20 million.
I know. You just blurt that out though,
Well, they're gonna have to pay Drew Brees if he comes back.
What do you mean? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying though. Is if Drew Brees doesn't come back, then they've got a little bit of wiggle room. But if they keep Drew Brees, then they have to do what the smart thing to do would be what the first round tender for Taysom Hill, and then they have to pay him $12 million or something like that.
Sure.
Zach, you're missing the entire point. I'm not saying that the Saints should bring back Teddy Bridgewater if Drew Brees comes back. That's nothing. If he doesn't come back, why wouldn't they bring back Teddy Bridgewater? They can afford him at that point.
Right.
I would rather stick with Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
I mean, I would too. I would too. And did I not call that though? Should I be stand of the week? Should I be your guys' stand of the week for calling that in the beginning of the season?
I like Zach's thing about the Saints should have them both throw like 10 or 12 passes a game. He said that back in August. He's like, how great would it like how tough for a defensive coordinator to have to game plan for 2 quarterbacks throwing.
Well, right.
Well, I'm pretty sure he said that about Trace McSorley.
Oh, he definitely
Lamar
did.
Jackson.
Yeah. When like
and not Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
It was in jest. I
backs.
obviously did not mean it. I would never want to see. The last thing I want to see is Trace McSorley throwing a football in a regular season Ravens game.
Hot seat Lamar Jackson. Did you see his precision passing in the Pro Bowl?
Yeah, that was terrible.
I saw he was the Pro Bowl MVP. So
okay.
Yeah. Did you watch an ounce of the Pro Bowl? It was god awful.
I had
it was 2-hand touch.
Nobody wanted to watch the Pro Bowl. Kobe
I
just
watched
died.
every second because I had the over. I couldn't even celebrate. So
it was 2-hand touch. The Pro Bowl was definitely
having the over in that was one of the more fun things ever.
I think they all had the over by the looks of
because if you like go watch like the highlights of it when it's like 24-14, Deshaun Watson throws a pick 6. Like the AFC, obviously I have the over.
Every AFC
I
quarterback had an interception. I'm
Lamar's was the worst. And
it wasn't a pick 6, was it?
Well, you throw a halfback pass. What do you expect?
I mean, the pick 6, no one tackled the dude.
Right.
Like the refs and the players just were like, "Oh, it would be cool to watch a DT score a touchdown."
That was the thing is that like I had the over and the AFC is driving, so I'm like, okay, like some points here would be nice. And Watson throws the pick, Harrison Smith catches it, and like he laterals to a lineman. And they've been playing 2-hand touch the whole time. And Courtland Sutton, I think it's Fletcher Cox scored. And Courtland Sutton like touches him like 7 or 8 times, and I thought they would like put him down, and instead he just rumbles all the way into the end zone like the extra 50 yards or so. So it was like an over's better's dream. It was fantastic to have it, but I turned it off right after the over hit on a Kirk Cousins touchdown pass. So yeah.
I'm surprised Kirk Cousins or Mark Andrews actually didn't win MVP.
Andrews looked good, but AFC won, right? Who
I don't
knows?
know. Sure.
It was 38-30, so I guess they had to pick. But yeah, Lamar, this is the first time a running back's won since AP in 2007. So fun fact.
Hey, I have one stand of the week that it will be a future stand of the week
Gotcha.
if they do it, and it's the NBA. If they change Kobe to being the NBA logo, and if it's going to be the NBA logo, it should be like Kobe's fadeaway shot. How dope would that be?
Do the right thing.
Do the right thing, Silver.
And Jerry West would fully support that.
Yeah, absolutely. Jerry West's done enough in his life. He's been the logo long enough. It's like, if there's ever a time, do it now. All right, it is Monday, so it is time for Bad Beats Monday. These are at a minimum now that the NFL season has like winded down. We only have
not
the Super
for
Bowl
me.
left.
I've ramped up.
Zach, Zach's doubled down on basketball. So Zach, if you don't mind, I'll start. The Knicks lost, or the Knicks beat the Nets outright. So just throwing a little doll hairs around in a parlay yesterday. Go 2 out of 3, and I was like, oh, the Brooklyn Nets are underdogs against the Knicks. The Knicks suck, and I think Kyrie Irving didn't play, and it was just it never had a chance. So bad beat there, Zach.
Knicks are playing kind of well, I think, recently.
News to me, but
yeah.
Had the Celtics and the Magic under and hit by a half point. Trailblazers -3, they won by 10, and then I just needed the Knicks to lose. And yeah, I think for a while didn't the Knicks lose like 20-something straight games at Madison Square Garden? James Dolan
yes, sir.
Yeah, James Dolan's like playing in his band in some Brooklyn dive bars instead of being at the stadium. And now they're just like they're the Monstars apparently. But Zach, go ahead.
Yeah, so the aside from a few, I would say that the 22nd and the 23rd were my worst days of college basketball betting. Mostly because
they're also
out
my
of 3 days.
Yeah, where were
of
you?
college
They're
basketball
also
betting.
my 8th. Yeah. My 2 or 3 worst out of 8.
Yeah. I aside from losing that horrible Zion bet because the NBA is rigged. I tried to place 2 different parlays of like some no name some no name teams with big spreads and all that. I accidentally placed the same parlay twice, and it did not hit. So that's $40 down the drain because Long Beach State and the California Irvine Anteaters couldn't get the +10 and the over 142, and then UConn Huskies +9.5 and over 129.5 parlay didn't hit. And then I had the Colorado Buffaloes Washington State game. I had the money line for Washington State. You guys want to take a guess how much Washington State lost by?
What was the spread?
I don't know. I just bet Washington State money line.
26.
They won by 22 points. Colorado did.
Oh, okay.
Colorado did. Washington State lost by 22 points, so not even close.
Zach, so we have our parlay bet, right, with Dayton?
Yeah, so we could talk about that a little bit. That's good and bad beat. I just
wanted to raise the stakes maybe a little bit. So if you get over 500, I give you 75, and if you're under 500, you give me 40. Mm-hmm. And you're 2-5 right now, so mine's looking good. How about another side one? Each day I'll give you one NCAA basketball pick, and if I'm over 500, you give me 20, and if it's just 20 straight up.
Okay.
So it's a single.
But the spread has to be even, or the line has to be even money, and not even, but just like -110, I'd say.
That's what I mean. I'm picking a spread, or I'm picking an over under. Yeah, I'm not picking Kansas money line against Utah State.
Rhode Island.
Yeah, exactly. And Utah State upsets Kansas.
What?
What?
So 2020.
That was a genuine what by Zach.
Yeah, we'll start that tomorrow.
Okay.
Any action I can get betting without betting, it's pretty good.
Hey, you got some gambling stuff for me?
Just for the 12 listeners that we have, let me just bring this up.
Hey,
so
Zach,
don't
disclose our freaking analytics.
Seriously, we have a listener though that
we have more than 12 listeners. We have more than 12 listeners, okay? But
then
I'm just saying, it's self-deprecating.
Yeah, we have 13.
So,
Scotty, check your DMs.
Yeah, okay. Whatever.
On it.
Come on, guys.
All right, go ahead.
You're killing me. You're killing me.
You're the punching bag. You said it in your bio.
That's
yeah,
true.
maybe
I
if
am
you got on the treadmill.
Okay, so let me try to get
and I
back
was
to the point.
drunk.
You guys are repeatedly derailing my train of thought. Okay, so since we started doing this bet between you and me, Shelby, with the Dayton, the spread and the over/under, after the first two, I started fading myself. Every single one that I've faded myself since, I won.
The parlay.
So, the parlay. So, my betting account is looking good. So, I've already paid for this $40 that I'm almost definitely going to owe you. And I'm not mad about it at all.
So
I'm just
break even.
Yeah. So, I'm just...
Why make the first bet in the first place?
more... So, I put in 2 units that night that we went to the Dayton game against the North Florida Ospreys. I now have 10 times those 2 units sitting in my betting
Zach,
account.
you should just be like, I'm so sure about this bet. I'm betting the opposite every single time.
Zachy hedge a lot.
Yeah, so it's like I'm
Change
just gonna
your
stick
handle
with the
to
same
Zachy hedge a
stick
lot.
with the same mindset that I have when I'm betting this personal bet between you and I, Shelby,
Zach,
and then
do it
bet
right
the
now.
opposite
Okay.
on my
Do it
betting.
live on air.
Change your bio or change your handle.
Yes.
To what?
Zachy hedge a lot.
Zachy hedge a lot?
My nickname is Shelby Covers.
Is that from your Is that from your brother, Shelby?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he listens to the.
He's also watching you, and he's giving you guys characters of. He's given.
Oh no!
Who
am I?
Scotty, you're the first person that Will kills in season 1.
Fuck, dude, the hippie dude.
Yeah, and Zach is the.
God damn
Zach
it.
is his coworker at the bookstore.
I'll take that. I like that guy.
I want to be that. I want to be that dude.
Yeah,
He's had a lot of funny roles in good comedy movies.
oh,
You
there's
fucking
Zach.
Zach.
Jesus. All right. Twitter trend. So since you're going to comedy movies, Zach, go-to movie to watch when you're feeling down, go.
Step Brothers.
Eh, classic. Very quotable. Anything quotable.
Yeah. 40-Year-Old Virgin. That's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if you're going to comedy, I wouldn't really. The one when I was in high school, my go-to was, it's not a comedy, but Pulp Fiction. I always watched that a lot. The Big Lebowski. The Big Lebowski. I guess you could call that a comedy. Kind of quirky Coen brother comedy. Yeah. I watch a lot of when I'm like really bored, which I am a lot because I have 4-day weekends every week.
Shameless plug.
I know. I watch a lot of Pawn Stars. Because I'm a history major. I love all things history.
Shameless plug.
I know, right? I love, and I'm putting it to good use. Editing this podcast. I love watching Pawn Stars. So just like watching those people. Like, oh yeah, so I have this fucking 16th century. It's actually the Shroud of Turin. It was the cover that literally covered Jesus' face when he was born or when he died. I brought it in here and I wanted to get $200 million for it, but I left with $16 and a fuck you. So I felt pretty good about that.
Zach, don't take this the wrong way, but if I first met you and didn't know anything about you, I would say like Pawn Stars would be on in your house 24/7, just on repeat.
Yeah.
On a loop.
It was literally what my wife and I fell asleep to last night.
Yep.
So.
Yep. I'm not surprised.
Zach probably records American Pickers, and then like, oh, I've already seen this one. Damn it.
If I had cable, I would record American Pickers, but instead I just watch clips on YouTube.
Scotty, go-to movie.
Oh, so last night I was sad about Kobe, sad AF, and I watched Yes Man. With Jim Carrey, which is like one of the only Jim Carrey movies I can. I
just watched that last week, Scotty. Yeah.
Yes Man is a good movie. It gets you positive.
It is a good movie.
I like any rom-coms when I'm down, just because anything where the hero can have a redemption and happy ending.
Scotty, real quick. So you know when you like watch movies that came out like basically before you got like your favorite TV show. So basically like when did you start watching The Office and like Parks and Rec?
Like when they were first on TV, like 06 and 2011, whatever it was.
Scotty's the biggest Office fan I know.
Yeah, I am.
Wow. Okay. Well, putting that mental illness aside, so you know what's crazy? When I was watching Yes Man, you know the homeless guy that he picks up.
Yes.
It's the owner of it's JJ. It's from JJ's Diner in Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
So you like watch movies that came out like either like right when The Office and Parks and Rec became popular, like
Marty,
before.
I'm scared.
And like when the first time you watch the movies, you never really notice it. Then you go back and watch them again. You're like, oh, that's the guy from
exactly.
the favorite show that I watched.
It's funny you said that because there's later on where like he like seeks redemption from Zooey Deschanel by going to the band or whatever.
Zooey Deschanel.
And I swear to God, I thought like in the crowd when it was panning to him at the end of the line of only like 6 people who went to her concert or whatever, I was like, that's Rashida Jones, like from Parks and Rec and The Office. I'm like, that's her.
Yeah.
That's got to be her. I don't know why she's just in there for a standalone actress, but it wasn't her. But she looked just like her.
That's like in an episode of How I Met Your Mother. Just in the background is Conan O'Brien. In the bar, one episode, Conan O'Brien just standing there. Yeah, go look it up, Scotty. Yeah. It's just he's just in the background talking to some girl as an extra at McLaren's bar.
What?
Yeah, go look at it.
So weird.
Yeah, I do like rom-coms in any setting, but also I don't know why it always seems to find me is The Departed. Like it's just a good movie.
Oh, dude, I just watched that. Jenna and I made
mind.
Jenna watch that the other day. Okay,
but I'm just kidding. But I'm always feeling down. It's like, well, I could be Leo DiCaprio getting shot as soon as I come out of the elevator. So I guess it ain't all that sad.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Or you could be Anthony Anderson. You have like almost no role in the movie, and then you get shot in the head.
That's true. I showed that. I finally got. I told Scotty. I was like, when we lived together, I was like, you have to like. This is the movie I'm going to show you. It's not a Shelby movie. That's like weird, like quirky comedy. It's like you have to watch this in its entirety and pay attention the whole time. And Scotty loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I like begged Jesslyn
Yeah.
to like watch it again.
When all that shit went down in the elevator,
I was like, I was
there,
waiting.
Jenna was like,
Yeah,
"What?"
I was waiting for Scotty's reaction when Leo got killed, and then
That's my favorite thing, and this might be my stand of the week here, is like that feeling when you show someone a movie they haven't seen, it's been out for a while, and it's a like certified classic, either if it's classic to you or classic to everybody, and they've just never seen it, and then watching their reaction to the crazy moments is like better than
it absolutely
the
is.
thrill that you got from it the first time you watched it. And that's how I felt like when I made Jenna sit down and watch Breaking Bad. I was like, just the whole time, like I was watching her face more than I was watching the screen.
Yeah, but the doghouse of the week is when they don't reciprocate the kind of feeling
it's the worst.
you want them
Oh
to.
my god, that's
like
the
especially
worst.
when you show
It's
them like Vine,
Yeah.
like back when you showed them a Vine, you thought was so funny, and like they don't
Right.
even laugh.
Talk
or,
about
like, a
that's
YouTube
that's
video
harder
or-
than
You don't
gambling.
even do you even know comedy?
That's harder than gamble. That's the biggest gamble you'll ever take. Is like something you find.
Well, it's offensive.
Something you
It's just
find.
straight up offensive.
Something you find hilarious that someone else doesn't. And you're like, well, I guess I'll just go Leo in an elevator now. But but yeah, we'll. There's other movies, but I mean, Departed always seems to just be on. It's like it's Departed when I'm sad is like Die Hard on Christmas Eve. It's just always there.
Yeah. Or like Goodfellas. Like I can't go. I mean, if you've got 3
you can
hours
watch
to just waste
Goodfellas
your
no
time.
matter what. All right, we talked about this earlier off air, but quarterback shuffle going on. Jake Laser reported today Phillip Rivers basically out as the Chargers quarterback, and we wanted to like kind of just give our predictions of like where everyone's gonna go quarterback
Should
strat.
we place a bet?
I'm listening.
Yeah. Let's go.
So I'm on board with Phillip Rivers going to the Colts. I think he looks good in that uniform enough for him to be at the Colts, and he would.
It's Tampa Bay, man. He's going.
No,
Tampa
Bruce
Bay.
Arians likes to air it out too much. He's got
No, he
Mine's-
doesn't.
yeah,
Godwin
mine's-
and Evans
mine's
running
gotta be
seam
the-
routes.
yeah.
I mean, he's got to have a big
Yeah,
arm.
but that's just because Jameis wants to throw long.
Yeah.
That's all
So
that
mine
is.
is gonna
Nah,
be
you might
mine's
be
gonna
right.
mine's gonna be the Panthers. So can we get like? So obviously
I said it
Shelby,
first in the
you
DMs.
picked the easiest ones, I think. So like yours should be like maybe like minus 110 or
that would mean that
something
that
like
means
that?
it's 50-50.
right.
Oh, jeez.
So I think with I didn't say it has to be minus 110. I just mean like can we get like different lines? So mine I think is the most improbable. Maybe Scotty's. Can we get like different odds like how it works? Like we each put in
This is for
like the same
athletes.
amount, but we get like different.
Yeah, I mean we can sort that out later. Get to the nuts and bolts. Just getting a
No, let's get into the nitty gritty of it right now on air because it's what the listeners.
okay. What
want.
we all throw in like 20? We all throw in $20 and whoever's right. So what? What do you want? So like
Yeah, Zach, I don't. You just came on here with this like let's make terms and don't
Yeah.
even have it like an
so,
idea
so
of
if
terms.
it's like
No, it's like we should
mine's-
have a. We should
if
all
mine's
just
minus 200
spitball.
and we all threw in $20 and I'm right, it's like okay, so I win 5. Like oh yippee.
I know.
Yeah, and we get most of our money.
Are we
back.
doing a QB
no,
shuffle
like,
to where there's
maybe
just
like
number? We say the numbers,
I was
right?
no,
And you say-
no, we're not.
and you
We're not
freeze
doing.
in
We're
QBs?
not doing
Oh,
that.
man.
But we can bring that back too. But I was just saying, like, what do we all think is going to happen in terms of the draft, in terms of free agency, just what we wanted? Because
yeah.
we talked
Oh,
about
yeah,
the
for
Dolphins,
sure.
trading up, trading out, someone swiping in front of them to get
Yeah.
to Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert's going to go to the Chargers. I think Tua's going to go to the Dolphins. Pretty much all chalk. From what everyone else is thinking, but who knows if the Lions take a quarterback there? I don't know.
There's one surprise every year, every single year.
Exactly.
And it could, and the one surprise can really like teeter everything. Like I didn't see like Daniel Jones to the Giants. No one saw that. I mean,
Right.
it was not chalk last year by any means.
I thought for sure Haskins was going to go to the Giants.
The Giants would have got the biggest
And-
steal in the draft. Apparently.
Yeah, by a long shot.
Both teams ended up not doing so well, whether they had Haskins or.
I
Daniel
would have thought
Jones,
Drew
so-
Lock over Daniel Jones at 6, let alone.
Really?
Yeah, I mean that was the talk. They all thought Drew
That's-
Lock
I didn't
over
think-
Daniel
yeah, I
Jones
didn't-
at 6.
Yeah, I didn't think Drew Lock was going to go in the first round.
Did you have that strong of an opinion before the draft?
Well, not that I was like, oh, Daniel Jones is like, if it was strong, I would have tweeted it.
Okay, my bad.
And
I thought Daniel Jones
but
and Drew Lock would go in the 20s.
When I was thinking about quarterbacks, I only thought that I didn't think that Daniel Jones. I thought maybe he would go at like the very end to like the Patriots would like scoop him up or something like that. Like I thought like people were that down on him. I didn't think people were gonna be like, oh, well, he interviewed really well because a Duke quarterback, you wouldn't really think like this has a really good NFL quarterback pedigree type team like this coming out of this system.
Scotty Ryan
What are you
Finley
talking
was
about? He
can't
worked
miss.
with the dude. If you look back on my tweets, I think I sent it to you like a couple weeks ago. I was like, it's got to be like Ryan Finley, Daniel Jones, and Herbert, because everyone thought Herbert was coming out last year.
Yeah,
right.
But my official prediction, I think, and I mean, if you want to go through the teams, I think Phillip Rivers goes to the Colts. Buccaneers stand pat with Winston at least for one more year with a franchise tag.
Yeah.
I think
after that video he posted online of him walking through on that walk, you gotta.
I think Herbert, he goes to the Chargers. He's the
walking through on that walk. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about?
You don't know that video,
I
Scotty?
just pretended like I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Keep going.
Yeah. Where's the Utah State kid go?
Oh, the number one, that QB.
Is it Jordan?
Like he's a rookie?
No. The Utah State quarterback that's coming out. He's like projected.
What's his name? Jordan Love?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's him.
I think
it's
the
Jordan
Patriots
Love.
will probably grab him.
What, Zach? You're so in on the Patriots drafting a first-round quarterback. I hope it happens. But
I mean, they might actually do it. Yeah.
like New York,
like
8 hours
unless
ago.
they go with Jared Stidham.
8 hours ago, Patrick Mahomes hype making Jordan Love NFL Draft's 2020's most contentious quarterback. I don't know.
Oh.
But
yeah, I don't know. I think the Patriots stick with Tom Brady.
Yeah, me too. But
for another year. And then, if it sucks, then they can just think about I think they won't do it unless they know Tom Brady is not going to come back.
Yeah, well, I think it's more of an issue of Tom Brady sticking with them than them sticking with Tom Brady. I think it's out of their
Is Mitchell Trubisky still with the Bears?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starting quarterback week 1 next year?
Yes, I think they signed Mariota or Dalton.
What about What about the Panthers?
Mariota would look good in a Panthers uniform.
That's like hopefully the Bengals don't trade that number 1 pick because they haven't said they're not going to.
Yeah.
But I hope they don't. But that'll be interesting because like Detroit's number 3 pick is like if they're gonna stick with Stafford, I don't know because he should have been out of the league a few years ago, according to a reliable source I have. That's on this pod, but I don't know what the Lions are going to do with that third overall pick because if the Bengals stay put and pick Burrow, then it's really the draft starts at 3. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's why I was saying on football, NFL Family Feud last week, like the most likely to trade out would be the Lions. Because I don't know who you take at number 3 if you're the Lions.
Touch on it just a little bit. The Reds just signed Nicholas Castellanos from the Cubs. I already bet their win total 81.5. Now it's not even on the board. It's not available because they're bumping it up probably in the high 80s, maybe even 90s. They're saying the Reds are the NL Central favorites. So they've gotten Moustakas from the Brewers, Castellanos from the Cubs. Even better, they're taking away talent from other NL Central teams, bringing it to the Queen City.
Yes.
Scotty, it's an exciting time for our old ball club down by the river.
Damn, dude, I'm so happy. It brings such a smile on my face to talk about the Reds now. I have a lot of friends who are Cubs fans, a lot of friends, and even like family member extensions who are big Cardinals fans. And they always are like, oh, the Reds. Oh, they're okay, but my Cardinals or my Cubs are the ones. But now I can finally be like, oh, NL Central favorite Cincinnati Reds. Put some respect on the name.
Zach, you're gonna have to put some respect on the national pastime here when this podcast gets deeper into the dog days. We got nothing else to talk about. You're just gonna have to giddy up on some hardball.
Giddy up.
Well, I mean,
baseball.
This is one of
with
those.
the banquet
This is one
beer.
of those things that. This is one of those things that separates me from you and from Scotty, is that I'm never sad to see Ohio teams, find success. I mean, obviously, I don't want the Bengals or the Browns to do well against the Ravens, but if like the Browns or the Bengals made the Super Bowl, it doesn't matter who they're playing. I would be like, okay, yeah, like bring notoriety to the state of Ohio. Like Shelby, especially you, like anytime I talk about LeBron in Cleveland, you're a little bitch about it, and for me, I just
Whoa,
can't
watch
relate
with
to
the
that
name
because-
calling.
Okay, new segment idea.
Well, you are, so
New segment idea for baseball season. Whenever we know that we're gonna touch on something, Zach's gonna be like, we just have to yell can of corn because of course, like it is like it's easy. It's an easy guess.
I don't have anything against the Cincinnati Reds. I don't like the city itself, but like it's always exciting to see the people around you to be excited about something that they care about, and that's not diametrically opposed.
How's
to
the
what you
crab
care
people
about.
in Dayton doing?
But Zach, my question is that like I didn't ask if you were rooting for the Reds to be good. I'm asking is, are you gonna when we get into May and after the NBA Finals, when it's there's nothing on but NFL minicamp and baseball, is like, what are you going to do? Are you just going to mute yourself the whole time and while Scotty and I just go back and forth, or are you going to chime in?
It just depends on what kind of season the Reds have, and we're
going to talk about more than the Reds.
That's true. I could try to bone up a little bit on maybe like the Orioles or
Zach, literally
the Brewers,
just start
for
betting on
solidarity with like
That's what I was
Milwaukee
about
and
to
Baltimore.
say. Zach, bet on
that might help.
Bet on a baseball game, and
It's
you make it.
exhilarating.
Zach, the thing is, here's what you do. You bet the first inning that there's not going to be a run scored. It is thrilling. It is the most anxious the most anxious you'll get over 6 outs. It's thrilling. So
yeah,
something to keep an eye on.
That's probably what I just I had started doing hockey, and that was fun.
I love. That's how I got into hockey. Was just
I'm gonna
sprinkle
have to
a little bit here and there, a few doll hairs.
I'm gonna have to join a baseball fantasy league because I don't know a lot of baseball beyond the Reds. I just don't.
He said, "Don't."
It's a death trap, Scotty. It's the work you put into fantasy football times 27.
Yeah, I joined I tried joining a fantasy NBA league, and that was bad. So can you imagine 180 games,
162? But we'll get you there, Zach.
162. Yeah, I mean, I knew it was over 100.
Yeah, it is. You don't want that work, and I love baseball, and could not do it. I remember I picked up Alfredo Simon. It was 2016, the spring, and picked up Alfredo Simon because he was pitching against the Cubs. He gave up 9 runs in an inning, and everyone laughed. Everyone laughed at me, and then I just didn't set a lineup the rest of the time.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
They did, and Alfredo Simon got absolutely shelled, and that was the end of my fantasy baseball. 1.5 weeks, and I was already fed up with it. It takes up too much time.
Okay, we need to get Alfredo Simon on this podcast, and so you can air your displeasures with
our
him.
friend Nathan. Here's something. He said one of our first guests can be a minor league baseball player for the Dayton Dragons, talking about life in the minor leagues.
Ooh, I'd like that.
I would like that too.
I would love that.
You'd like to produce it. That's it. All right.
I love all things Dayton, baby.
All right, so we're gonna go. I like Dayton too. I have a future on them. $50 to win $1,700 if they win the national championship. I will not have that ticket if they win the national championship. That will be sold.
Sell it.
That will be sold quicker than. Can't say that joke. Sold quicker than.
Oh no.
A rhubarb pie on that episode, on the work bus episode of The Office.
Oh.
Hilarious.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna mock draft now. Super Bowl's coming up Thursday. We're gonna have jam-packed with Super Bowl stuff. But for right now, we're gonna mock draft our top Super Bowl memories, and we're just gonna go with plays, individual plays, so that it doesn't get clouded up. So we can't. There's no arguing about it. One specific play, one moment, one game can have multiple plays. So I'm gonna go first because it was my idea. Scotty's second, Zach's third. Then it snakes around.
Oh, great.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do it. Cool.
All right, I will start with Malcolm Butler's interception. That's a good where were you moment.
Oh, so we can't pick the same one.
Correct.
No. It's a mock draft.
It's a draft. But you could was what I'm saying, Scotty. Is
Now Scotty's the one who doesn't understand the
Scotty,
rules.
but
How does it feel?
You could say Jermaine Kearse's catch if you wanted to.
That's on my list, and I'm saying it.
Oh,
as your
no.
as your first pick.
No, it's David Tyree.
No.
Okay, so we're gonna tweet these out, and the viewers are gonna pick who's his best.
Okay.
So Scotty has David Tyree. That's a great one. That was
catch. Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
07. Duh. Easy.
That was gonna be mine between that and Butler. Zach, what's yours?
That's the helmet catch.
Yes.
Jesus.
Gotcha.
What other catch does Tyree have?
I don't fucking know, man. You gotta. So I'm gonna go with the Edelman catch.
Okay. You have 2 picks, by the way.
Yeah, and then the next one's gonna be the Santonio Holmes corner catch.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Whoops.
I didn't write down enough. I just had 5 because I thought we were.
I know. That's what I go. Scotty is
Scotty
fucked.
being unprepared
Woo!
has to happen. All right, Scotty, you're organizing Family Feud Thursday, by the way.
I know. I can't wait. That's gonna be a fun. That's gonna be a fun.
That's gonna
episode.
have some effort involved. Just saying.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Do you guys think I'm gonna be
Remember
better
how?
than Zach though?
Do you remember
Yeah.
how bad mine was? Yeah. So and I actually put like 15 minutes of effort into
Nice.
that. So you're gonna have to spend at least half an hour.
15 minutes of effort. No wonder it was so bad, Zach. Shelby probably put
Scotty.
in 2 hours.
It was close
No,
to
be-
that.
Really? Wow. Okay.
No, not really. I mean, the whole episode maybe a little over an hour, but about 35-40 minutes were Family Feud.
Yeah, okay, top 5 Super Bowl moments. Give me the Julio Jones catch in the Super Bowl against the Patriots.
That was good. That was on my list. That was way down, but okay. I'll keep it going. I'll do Tracy Porter's pick 6.
Okay.
Tracy Porter's pick 6 to beat the Colts. Peyton Manning got blocked in the back. No one's talking about it. Let's talk about it. And then snake it back to me. James Harrison's pick 6
Ooh.
against the Cardinals.
Yeah,
Thanks
that's
for
a good
not
one.
taking any of mine, Shelby. I didn't
Well,
have
I
either
got-
one of those
I
on
got-
my list.
Really? I got 3 out of my
Yeah.
top 4 picks just there.
Well, good for you. You've
Give
got
me
a
the
shitty
Jermaine
list.
Kearse catch
Well, okay.
because that was on my list. It's number 5 anyway.
Hand up because I thought it was Zach's turn, but it wasn't. Okay, Zach, you have 2.
Easy. Saints onside kick.
All right.
Boom.
Yep, that's on there.
And then the Philly special. Also
Damn
boom.
it. That was my next one.
Whoops.
All right.
Shit. Why didn't I prepare for this?
I got 1, 2, 3, 4 of my top 6.
I don't care. I'm just gonna pick mine, and it's Von Miller, the ball, like both strip sacks.
Damn it!
That's a good one. I had
You
that one.
bitch.
Yep.
That was my number 1 because I'm biased, and just I can say the whole announcement from scratch.
I only have one Ravens one, and it's like all the way at the bottom.
I'm going to say Devin Hester's kick return to start the Super Bowl.
Damn it!
And then I'm going to go with not that one.
Come on, Shelby.
Let's go with Mario Manningham's catch from Eli Manning as my last pick.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Are you sure it's a good one?
Yeah, there's some other ones on
Give
here.
a
but
handicap.
Mario Manningham's catch. It's
Yeah, I'm
Eli-
buying Tam. Please. Just
Yeah,
give,
I know
please
you.
give
I
me
know. I know what you're doing. It's savvy play, but I know what you're doing. But Eli has 2 big moments, and one of them's the Tyree catch, and one of them's the Manningham throw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one talks about his Plexico Burris touchdown because no one really
Right.
cares. It was like
Right.
Right. Yeah, he shot himself in the leg. What an idiot!
plaxidenically.
Okay, so can I give you guys a handicap for my last pick? Kind of
No.
like where I'm thinking because this is live. I know what I'm gonna go with, but
Then say it and give your handicap.
Jesus
no.
Christ.
I'm like I almost was gonna do one of the Vinatieri kicks.
Cool.
I have
From
that
one of
on there,
those.
but I didn't have it.
Yeah.
It's too
Yeah, it was way down on my
but
list.
I'm gonna go with the Packers and the Steelers Super Bowl. I'm gonna go with the touchdown to Jordy Nelson.
Oh, what a throw!
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Or no, actually, can I not go with that?
All right.
Sorry.
I
That
was
was the wrong one.
I was flirting with my future wife during that play.
Yeah, I was going
I was
to do that
also
one
flirting with Zach's future wife during that play.
because
Just
the
kidding.
Greg Jennings, only the touchdowns in that game I
you
remember
weren't there.
because it was like as close as it was kind of boring. I'm going to go with the Antoine Randall touchdown throw in Super Bowl to Hines Ward.
Fuck!
against the Steelers.
I had that on there.
That was my next pick, you bitch.
All right, Zach, last
Yeah.
pick.
Well, just to spite Scotty, I guess I'm gonna have to go with the no Sean Moreno safety.
Oh my gosh, that's so bad.
I don't care.
It wasn't even a safety.
Yeah, it was.
The
Or
one,
it wasn't even Noshawn Marino's fault. I mean, it was.
Yeah, but he got the safety.
All right, ones that
That was the first.
Oh,
the
did
first.
he? Oh,
when
yeah,
was
you
it? Yeah, it was
recovered
like it was
okay.
big because it was like the first time the first points in the Super Bowl were a safety. or
wonder what the
something like
prop payout on that was.
that. Right.
All right, so our fives are locked in. Here's what I had left. I still had left on my board. Larry Fitzgerald's touchdown that won the game for the Cardinals.
Yep.
Yep.
Jacoby Jones kick return touchdown against the 49ers.
Yeah.
The lights going out, but that wasn't a play, so I didn't include it.
Right.
Vinatieri winning it. Jake Delhomme to Musa Muhammad in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Rich
Is this all that we just remember, right?
The Janet Jackson nipple.
Yeah, Rich Gannon pick 6 to Derek Brooks in the Super Bowl Buccaneers. Yeah, is it Von
Well,
Strip?
okay, I have.
Yeah.
How about John Miller or John Miller? Because you said Von Miller. John Elway's helicopter.
Yeah,
I was talking.
but Zach wanted to do that. And I said, "Do you even remember that?"
Yeah, I don't remember it, so I didn't do it.
Not really. Yeah, I was only 4 years old.
Okay, that's we'll
Not
tweet.
really, Zach. You don't remember that shit
We'll
at all.
tweet those out, and we'll see who wins.
Yeah. Well, can I go over the ones that I had that we didn't say, or
Yeah,
just
go
you
ahead.
two get to go over those ones? Well, now it feels like you don't care. But
Well,
that's
no, I
okay.
never do. But go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. My point exactly.
Why
Dyson 1 yard.
Why is the clock
Favorite,
stopped?
Right. Dyson 1 yard short. With Titans. The
Odds
Warner
that
to
Zach
Bruce-
just like Googled
Top Super Bowl
the
plays.
Super Bowl moments.
Nope. Okay. Warner to Bruce 73 yarder from 2000. Or no, that wasn't from 2000. Was it show?
It was 1999 season,
that-
2000 January.
Yeah. And then the Crabtree incompletion.
That's a personal one.
That one I had at the very bottom of my list, but like, it's like that's a big moment.
Yeah, I know, but it's.
I would
I
say
thought
that was at the very bottom of my list.
That was pass interference. No one's talking about it.
no
but
one's
let's
talking
talk
about it. Let's talk about it. That's a good name for a That's a
Defensive
good name
pass
for a
holding.
future segment. No one's talking about it. Let's talk about it. All right.
Yeah. It's
So I'm
already
gonna wrap
done.
up. I'm gonna
It's
wrap.
already in the plans.
I'm gonna
Write
wrap
it
up our
down.
show with a new segment that I didn't tell you guys about because you don't need to participate, but you can chime in with laughter.
Ooh.
It's called Old Tweets. I spent a while on the name, but here's Scotty from March 1st, 2012.
Oh fuck.
It better
no.
not be nice out today. I want to come home and nap without feeling guilty. # school with like four less than signs. We got an
I would kill to go back in time and just be friends with high school.
We got
Scotty.
another Scotty one. Scotty was big on anti-school in 2012. I'm gonna be late to school.
I think we all were.
I'm gonna
in
be late to
2012.
school regardless today, so might as well skip a period or two. Winky face, smiley face. Another
Oh, no. Employers, watch out.
last Scotty one, February 9th, 2012. What was going on? I love when I get to school late and know I only got 4 periods till I leave. # I'm smart.
Scotty, if you were
A senior in high school tweeted
yeah,
that.
Scotty, if you were truly smart, you would have taken PSEO. That way, you could skip all your college classes and then go in at 12 every day.
Yeah, you fucking loser. Okay.
Yeah, what an idiot.
Here's Zach from December 18th, 2017.
Oh no!
I don't like that just chucking up threes allows an inferior NCAA basketball team to be able to win. It doesn't reward the hard work and talent that goes into becoming an all-around good player and a good team. Okay, boomer. Zach,
Next.
November 15th, 2013. I'm not sure how
yes.
Batman vs Superman is going to work. They're both good guys. Why should they fight each other? And
Oh God.
and
Valid point.
Zach the
and-
critic.
yeah,
Valid point. I knew that movie was going to be garbage when they announced it.
and the MVP of Zach's, the final one, the MVP of Zach's Twitter,
Jesus.
November 12th, 2013, having dinner with my grandparents at 3:45, yo. And that's our show.
The yo at the end
Yeah.
kind of just
Like,
rounds
everyone
it all
wants to know
together.
when he's having dinner with his grandparents.
Just kicking
No,
it with Cubby and
actually,
Jackie.
you know what, Shelby? That's not our show because I have to look up.
No,
some
you
of
can do
yours.
that at the next episode, but
Yeah, it's a continuing segment.
No, this is not.
No.
Us.
It is.
All
That's
right,
our
fine.
show.
Next
That's
episode.
our show. That's our show.
Woke up quick at about. Just thought that I had to be in Compton soon. I gotta get drunk before the day begins. Before my mother starts bitching about my friends. About to go and damn near went blind. Young niggas on the path throwing up gang signs. I went in the house to get the clip with my Mac 10 on the side of my head. I bailed outside and I pointed my weapon. Just as I thought, the fools kept stepping. I jumped in the flow, hit the juice of my ride. I got front and back, side to side. Then I let the Alpine play. I was pumping new shit by NWA. It was gangsta gangster at the top of the list. Then I played my own shit, it went something like this. Cruising down the street in my 6'4", jocking the bitches, slapping the hoes. I went to the park.